Words have no meaning. I love how that statement riles people up, makes a heretic of me in this day and age in which so many have somehow come to equate words with violence. It isn't my intention that I should inflame that fire, though. My intention is that it should be put out. What I mean by saying words have no meaning is not that words cannot be used to convey meaning, rather that words, in and of themselves, have no intrinsic meaning. Just the fact that I have to clarify what I mean with that statement is something of case in point. Just because I know what I mean does not ensure that anyone else will know, because the words used to convey that meaning know no hard and fast meaning of their own. They're merely abstract symbols used for pointing in a metaphorical manner, much the way a map might be used analogously to point someone in a direction, to aid in orientation, but is only ultimately useful to the extent that it, the map, is not mistaken for the territory itself. The map knows no hard and fast meaning, no absolute relationship to reality, in part because reality itself is always changing. But I digress. The map analogy, like words themselves, or any metaphor, can never perfectly or absolutely represent the issue at hand. There will always be failings in this regard, because the analogy and the reality, no matter how well paired, will always be separate things. They can never be perfectly equated. If they could, they would not be separate things. They would be one and the same. Thus, by definition, metaphor must be different from what it points to. It must be a separate thing. And that is precisely what words are. They're metaphors, distinct from the territories that they are used to map. And in their distinction, their separateness can never perfectly or absolutely represent the ever-changing landscape they point to. Let us try another way of looking at this. Does any tool ever know an absolute, hard and fast meaning in the world? Absolutely not. A hammer, for example, might be used for pounding nails, just as easily as it might be used as a bludgeoning weapon, a paperweight, fuel for a fire, an anchor, a prying device, perhaps. Its potential purposes are endless, and thus its meaning in the world has no absolute state. It is whatever we make of it at any given moment, no more, no less. All of its meaning, then, is tied up in that which one may or may not choose to do with it. Or, to put it another way, the meaning of a hammer is non-existent in and of itself. Meaning is derived from the values and intentions of the wielder. Such is the case for all tools. Words are the same. They're tools. Any meaning they convey is never their own. Rather, it comes from the wielder, the speaker, the writer. If this was not the case, there could never be any confusion as to what someone means by the words they choose. Just because I mean something in particular with the words I use does not ensure that the meaning will hold true for the interpreter of those words on the receiving end. It's nice and useful when my chosen words resonate similarly for the person listening to me, but it's never my intention that one should understand the words themselves. My intention is that they should understand me. That's why it's absolutely essential that, in order to communicate accurately and efficiently, one must always start by learning another's language, learning not what the words themselves mean, but rather what is meant by another when they use such words. Sometimes the words are used with the same or similar intentions, of course, but certainly not always, because, again, the words themselves never know any absolute meaning. They're imperfect metaphors for what is meant. They are tools we use differently in accordance with our unique and ever-changing intentions. Do not mistake the map for the territory. Quote, "We must never forget that we are talking symbolically, and that there is nothing in nature to answer to our words." William James.